Imagine if your flooring business went from 0 to 14K in less than 30 days. That's what we were able to do with this new company that we started working with. They closed 4 flooring deals and generated over $14,000. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what we did. If you are an epoxy flooring business owner, if you are any type of flooring business owner, and you want to watch this video to the end, because I'm going to be giving you guys some sauce that you can take and grow your flooring business. We started working with the new company and we were able to help them generate $14,000 in revenue. And here you can see essentially what the numbers look like. We invested $562 into ads. We were able to generate $14,000 in revenue, and that was a 26x ROAS for their business. All right, let me tell you where they were before we started working with them. All right, so this was a brand new company. They had no previous marketing, but he had experience in epoxy flooring because he worked for a larger epoxy flooring business, but he wanted to branch out on his own. But he didn't have any way to get jobs. And if you see my channel, you see that I started to begin talking about how, I've already done this with a cleaning business and I'm looking to put this into more businesses, specifically flooring. We met and we were, able to have a conversation, and we broke down what his vision was. And I told him, hey, allow us to implement our system into your business and let's see where things go. All right. So if you've seen that video, now I'm showing you guys some of those results from what I was talking about before. So if you want to check out my previous videos, go ahead. But I'm going to show you guys where we are today. All right. So after adding our clear growth system into his business, what we've been able to do for him is he's been able to get 4 floors completed. He has a pipeline full of leads at the current moment. And now he has a vehicle to make high 6 figures with his flooring business in 90 days. Because before he didn't have anything, but now he has an entire marketing system and our team behind him driving in more business for him and his company. He's a professional installer and he's been doing this for years, and now he's able to do it on his own. All right. So far we've done the flake floors. I've been there, watched it, and was there for the entire process. So I understand the epoxy, how this works, how the game works. We've done flake floors, but then we've also even done metallic resin floors. So if you are a beginner, you're probably not coming out the gate swinging metallic resins. Never done it, but we've done it as soon as he started working with us. He sold a metallic floor. All right, guys. So these are just some of the results that we've been able to generate. Step 1 was building the offer. The offer is key because there's other players in your market. There was other players in our market. And the biggest thing is that you have to stand out from the other players. When you stand out, you have to stand out because you need to give people a reason to shop with you. I knew that we needed to give people a reason to shop with us when it comes to the floors, because there's other flooring guys out there. I see their ads. Once you get into that business, you're going to see these other competitors' ads. And so I knew, okay, we need to do something that's way different than what it is that they're doing. All right. So here are the components for our offer. The components was it needed to provide value. It needed to be an easy sale, and we couldn't sell our souls with our offer. So our value was pretty clear, but it was pretty clear to someone who was a qualified buyer. That was the most important thing. Our offer wasn't for everyone. Not everybody was going to be coming to us because we didn't want everyone to come to us. All right. Qualified buyers is the most important thing because it actually becomes a much easier sell. Now, yes, you may not have a bunch of people that shop with you, but if you have people who are qualified, and I'm going to show you guys, if you stay to the end, I'm going to be showing you how you determine someone who's qualified. All right. We didn't sell our souls doing this. Normally people, they want to drop price lower, and it's going to be a race to the bottom. But if you hold steady and you go after qualified people, you won't have to sell your soul. We literally didn't give any discounts to any of these people. They were just willing to do business with us because of the value that we provided. All right. So step 2 was increasing our lead flow. We needed leads fast. All right. We needed people who had money and they wanted this service. And without qualified leads, we couldn't do the most important thing, was getting opportunities for meetings. We had to meet people, get them quotes. That's the number 1 driver. I'm going to talk more about that later. All right. But we needed to find these people fast. And if you've seen any of my other videos, and you know that we have a company named Clear Growth, and we have our system of how we do things. Our current growth channel that we use that works really well is Facebook ads. All right. So we have our Facebook ads system. What we did with the company, the new company that we started working with, is the first thing is we created quality ads. We've been doing this for some time now, so we've learned what the best type of ads are to get people interested. All right. So we created those ads, and then we ran lead generation ads because we needed to get traffic into our funnel. And then this is where our clear growth system really got things working, is that our system was able to qualify leads fast once they entered our back end system, and they started to go through our back end process to make sure that we're going to be speaking with the right people, not just anyone, but the right people who had the money and they wanted to book the results that we were able to get. So for the month of June, we were able to do we got 78 leads at a cost per lead of $7.20. As you can, some of these quotes we sent out were also for the month of May, and June is when we got those deals closed, and summer just started. Everyone was ready to start getting work done. All right. And we still have some deals in the pipeline, but you won't even count that as revenue until it hits the books. All right. So just to break those numbers down more specifically, we got 78 leads at a cost per lead of $7.20. We scheduled 11 appointments. These are actual meetings with customers where they got quotes after their meeting. And so that was at $51 cost per appointment. And then we closed 4 floors. So far, we still have deals out there floating at $140 per booked floor. We got over $20,000 in revenue that is still floating, that's in the pipeline. And so far, we're at $14K in closed deals. These numbers here are a good foundation for growing and scaling this up. All right. Imagine you pay $51 for an appointment, and you're getting $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 from the floor, because that's what these floors are genuinely worth. All right. People are paying for this. So you pay $7 to get the person's information. You meet them, it costs $51, and then you pay $140, and then you get $3,000 back. All right. If that's not worth it to you and your business, then I don't know what is. But this right here is like the actual numbers to grow and scale. All right. From that $562 investment, for just a couple weeks in June, we were able to get $14,000 in revenue back. That's a 25x ROAS. For $1 input into the system, we got $25. So here's step 3. Here's where our clear growth system really, beefed everything up, is that we had to engage these leads. So number 1 is we have to qualify the leads. And then number 2 is we have to set an appointment. Now, appointments aren't a given. Now, you don't need to meet with everyone. You only need to meet with qualified people. The reason for this is because qualified appointments and quotes sent, these are the main drivers for you and your business closing more deals. If you don't have meetings with qualified people and you aren't sending out quotes, you can't get more deals. Okay. Now, qualify. What does that look like? When you're qualifying someone, you really need to make sure that these are people who have the time and willingness to get this project done. So you're looking for people who want to get this project done ASAP, or people who at least want to get it done within 30 days. Because anyone who wants to push this project out, you can spend time with them, but you don't want to spend too much time, because there are people that want to get this project done faster. And yes, it's up to you to collapse that time with them. And that's more advanced skills. I'll make more videos on that later down the line. And the next thing was money. You had to clearly let them know where your pricing is. I know a lot of people, they like to say, oh, I'm not going to give people my price over the phone. I'm going to be secretive with my pricing. I'm going to wait until I meet them before I give them the pricing. Yes, you can do that, but you're just wasting time. You need to qualify people over the phone. The people who genuinely want to do business with you, if you tell them where your pricing is, if it doesn't make sense for them, you didn't waste your time, your gas, or energy. But if the pricing makes sense for them, then you know this is someone who's serious, and it's someone that you can engage with. All right. The most important thing that we help the company that we're working with understand is that You have to meet qualified individuals. If these people aren't qualified to do business with you, then you'll never grow. Okay. And it's up to you and your company to be able to discern if this person is qualified. And if you have the qualification process like we have for Clear Growth that we implemented into his business, then you'll be set up to get to the plate. Getting to the plate is you getting more appointments. You getting more appointments means more quotes, and more quotes means more deals. More deals is the equivalent to you hitting the ball, but you can only hit the ball if you get up to the plate. Is with an appointment. Okay. So just talk to you guys about what the next steps are. Right now, our goal is to get him to $30,000 per month. So far, we're in July now. I'm going to make a video about what July is. And so I'll let you guys know where we're at with that soon. But here's the steps that we're going to be taking. So number one is we're going to be tightening up what's working. So our motto is if it's not broke, we don't fix it. We're going to focus on getting more appointments. That's it. More appointments. And then we're going to start adding organic content from the projects that we complete. The reason is because this adds credibility and pushes our flywheel. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I talk about you need to become an authority. You need to look like the authority. And posting content, posting work that you've done is just does nothing but adds credibility to people who stumble across your ad, your page, or when they start looking up this service that you provide. And when you show that content, they're going to say, oh, this is something I need to check out. And this pushes our flywheel. Here's our flywheel that we're going to use to grow this flooring business. So first is we have to get a job. We have to do the job, and not only do it, we have to do it well and the customer is happy. And then we have to show the completed work. So if we continue to do this, it's once we show the completed work, that's in turn going to get us more jobs over time. And it's going to get us more jobs organically. Our name is going to spread. That's where word of mouth starts to pick up. This flywheel will just start spinning where people will literally be calling our phone. So this is the flywheel that you have to think about for your business, that you have to implement, and you have to figure out essentially how are you going to get jobs. And that's the number one thing. And if you want help growing, you want to be the next to grow, then here are some things that we can help you with if you're possibly interested in it. So number one is if you need more leads, then we can send you qualified leads that are in your market. But this is best only if you have a sales process and you have the skill and ability to actually engage with these leads. So if you just simply need more qualified leads into your business, then just let me know. It's going to be a link down below. You can just hit me up. We can talk about that. Or if you just need more appointments, we can help you get more appointments. We can send you qualified appointments that are in your market. Now, this is best if you don't have a sales process and you don't have the ability to engage leads, but you know that if you can get in front of more customers, like an actual appointment, then you can close those deals. So if that's you, then getting more appointments will probably be the best bet for you versus getting leads. Because if you just get leads and you don't have a process, you're going to be wasting your money. And I'm not here to just help people waste their money just so they can pay me. No. But if you know that you have that process and down, you just need you need to get those actual leads into your business. Option one, if you don't have no process, if you don't know what it is that you're doing, but you know how to do the work, then you need appointments. And that's something that we can help you with. So if you stayed into the end, I appreciate you. Let me know what you think about these videos in the comment with this raw style. I got some other stuff cooking up in the pipeline, but just let me know what you thought about this one. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.